The experience I had thereafter was not, it's wrecked my body. She opened me up, then brought in a plastic surgeon. They removed flesh, put back, a condition that has affected me to date because my back here has always accumulates fluid. It has to be drained out.
I keep on saying, I am a quality and patient safety ambassador. And that's why I said, if you do not know where I have been on LinkedIn, where I educate people, I speak, I advocate for patient safety. The reason why I went for break is because I was piling on all the violation of the patient safety protocols, step by step, until I couldn't handle it anymore. If you are a health facility that is not putting these protocols in place, how I pray that you start doing it now. The next person who will be on the table of the surgeon is you the health professional, is you or your kin. All of us are going to be patients one day, and you expect the best from your colleague. What will you do if it's you having wrong surgery at the wrong place, and communication to the patient is not done properly, and you are not doing assessment and reassessment, and you are not marking the site of incision? All these are protocols we need to do in a healthcare setup. Let's come back to our guests. Let's proceed. You go back to your oncologist, he explains to you what was done, then now let's start from there.
Yeah, so he told me that the tumor, he was told that it was lying on a very prominent vein and removing it would have been fatal. But I asked him, why wasn't I informed? I've been discharged. It's been almost like 3 weeks. I'm coming to hear it from you, and then I'm being referred to a doctor. I don't know where they've come from. I was being referred to a doctor who was not in my line of treatment, to another hospital where I was not going. So I didn't understand, and I felt violated. I didn't like it. I even wrote the letter to NHIF. They never responded. I decided to write the hospital directly. They never responded. Then we have a WhatsApp group, it's a Faraja, where they give holistic treatment in terms of counseling, psychological support. So there, I remember putting it in a WhatsApp of the Faraja, and then someone inboxed me. They told me they would like to hear my story. They called me for a meeting. Yeah, they called me at the facility. And the owner, I think he's the owner, he said he's a managing director or something. They listened and they said they'll investigate. It's been a year plus, no one came back to me. Anyway, that was it. So I was put on palliative care because now, the chemo was 4 sessions. The results showed that the tumor has not shrunk. The surgery has been botched. Now, nothing much can be done. So I was sent for radiotherapy. So, which again was good. I was given 33 sessions of chemo every day, single day, Monday to Friday. That was between January of 2023, up to around early March of 2023. So that after the session, before the session, I went for a PET scan before the radiotherapy. That was immediately after surgery, which was December 2022. And when I undressed, I could see a tear. He asked me, who did this to you? I know he didn't want to admit that it was gross, but I could see, even the nurse, they were shocked at what they saw. And then he said, okay, we will start radio, but I need to understand what has gone on in that space. So we'll do a PET scan so that he can get a clear picture of what was done. So we did a PET scan. Then from the PET scan, now he put me on treatment for radiotherapy. So I finished 33 sessions. Then after the 33 sessions, again, I was sent for a PET scan. No, there was no PET scan after the 33 sessions.
Yeah.
I was now sent back to my oncologist, who put me now on hormonal treatment because now
it's palliative.
It's palliative. So the first, I remember now, that was now from April 2023. I was put on 3. First, I was given a bone injection. Then I was given an injection called Faslodex. These were 2 injections on the back, one on each side. Then I was told because it eats the bones, that's why the bone injection was necessary. And the injection I was to do another one after 6 months. Then I was put on another hormonal treatment called palbociclib. And Faslodex, for your information, was that time was 75,000. That the injection,
Yeah.
And then palbociclib was 65,000.
Wow.
And that one I'm taking for 21 days.
Is it covered?
Yeah, it was covered under NHIF then, before the NHIF civil servants. I was under the NHIF civil servants cover, that was covering. Then there's letrozole. So I was on 3 types. So letrozole is 30 tablets and it's every day without a break. Faslodex is injectable once. Palbociclib is 21-day cycle, 7-day break. You do blood works. If your white blood cells are okay, you go for the next session. So I was on this medication, and they were not easy on my body. And chemo had made me swell. In fact, I was size 16. Yeah, I was pumped up, and now my bones were weak. I was fatigued throughout. I was emotional. I was in a bad space mentally. So this is NHIF civil servants. Then at some point, the new government came. It was came with so we were removed from NHIF civil servants and taken to a private insurance. And at that point, the new insurance was not being accepted where I was getting the medication. So you see, I'm spending like 140K in a month.
Yeah.
So where can I get 140K in a month? I didn't have that kind of money. And I must thank my employer, at least he's been there, even time off from work to be able to battle the illness. So they changed me to this new insurance. It's not being accepted where I'm getting the medication. I was now on your letrozole, which I could get. The letrozole, I decided to switch now to generic. The ones I was being given at the hospital was almost 18,000. But around River Road, I could get for 1,800 for the month. So that one I can afford. I will go and pick.
How sure are we even that drug was the drug? 18,000 and 1,000 is quite a huge range.
I don't know. Maybe the hospitals are the ones which inflate.
I also don't know. I also don't know.
Because these are established chemists along Accra Road.
Even the doctor who did botched surgery is a qualified doctor. I mean, all medical errors are everywhere.
Yeah, so I was on that. Then as I was waiting to get a facility which accepts the insurance, the new insurance, I said I can be trying. And now this other medication from the alternative, it was alternative now, using herbal treatment. And they explained to me how it works. I said, let me use it as I wait to regularize. And because they told me in 6 months I should be fine, I said, I mean, what is there to lose? I'm on palliative. Anyway.
Even though you're dying.
Yeah.
You had little hope.
Yeah. So I started. The first month was to detox my body from the chemicals that I've been through over the years. And then, to cleanse the blood, cleanse the second month, like that. The 6th month, but in every month I will go for blood works and I will monitor to see, and I will see
coming up.
I will see I'm coming up. Yeah. So after the 6th month, I decided let me go back to hospital. Now we got the cover was being accepted at another hospital. I said let me go and see an oncologist.
Yes.
I told them my story. I told them I had taken a break from medication because I was not affording. Now this cover, and then because it's a new cover and I have, insurance, when you have a history, they take time before it becomes active. Yeah, so I saw the oncologist. Then they said, hey, because you've been off treatment, we don't know what's going on with you. You have to do a PET scan. But you see that I've not been off treatment. I've been on herbal treatment.
On alternative medicine treatment.
Oh yeah, alternative medicine treatment. So that is 6 months. That was, I stopped The treatment I started in April 2023. So up to April 2024. So April 2024 is when now I could not afford. So around May 2024, I start on alternative. Then around late September, it's been 6 months, I'm going to see the oncologist. Then they say, you must do a PET scan. You know, the PET scan, they were comparing it with the PET scan I did before radiotherapy.
Yes.
So the PET scan before radiotherapy and the comparison of the PET scan that I did in now September 2024, which is last year, showed that the tumor dissolved. In fact, those were the words. The tumor that was previously seen has dissolved. And there was no traces of it. So I said they have to go and get now the doctor's opinion.
Yeah.
So because the oncologist who had ordered for the PET scan and needed to give me a report, I went back. Then she's looking and saying, so she's asking me, where did you do surgery? I told her. She said, I also told her my oncologist, but for some reason she decided to call the oncologist who messed me up without telling me. She's calling the oncologist. Me, I'm just hearing her talk. When she finished, you know, now she's reviving things that had, because me, after, you know, I was bitter with the whole experience I had in that hospital. Now I had decided this bitterness will not take me anywhere.
Yeah.
I chose to forget and move forward. So now her calling, it revived a lot of pain. I remember I just changed and asked her, why did you have to call that doctor? She's like, I needed to understand, because from this PET scan that you've just done at our hospital, it shows like it's like you're never sick. And I want to establish maybe it was a case of misdiagnosis. Maybe you're being treated for something you never suffered. And that's why I needed to get her opinion. Then I asked her, so what is she saying? She said, okay, what I want you to do is that I want you to bring me the biopsy sample. Do you have it? I said, I have it. We have to do biopsy again on that sample.
Where is the sample at that time?
I have it.
At home?
Yes, yeah, I was given from, you know, the biopsy was done. Then I remember it was needed at some point. It's the hospital I told you where they wanted to do everything for themselves. So they had asked me to request for that sample. To date, I have it.
Where is it?
It's in the house.
In the fridge, in the house, just?
It's just there. I'm told it's okay. It's
okay. It's in formalin, but you're keeping it. Okay.
So here it is. They need it now.
Wow. How many of us have their samples?
So when they need it,
you wanted to take it.
But now again, I have to pay for it to be sampled. For what reason? The PET scan showed I have no cancer.
Yes.
The doctor said it must have been a case of misdiagnosis, but we must establish with the sample. But it is not at their cost, at my cost. So what am I benefiting? I spend money to do a second opinion to establish whether I was misdiagnosed, so that I live with bitterness that I was misdiagnosed. Which is better, that I have been healed or that I was misdiagnosed?
Let it rest.
Yeah, let it rest. So for me, I feel if I was misdiagnosed, too bad. I've been through a journey. But if I was healed, I thank my Almighty God.
Yeah.
For ensuring me, putting me in the line of people who gave me medicine that have healed me, and medicine that He created with His hands, because nature is God given.
For sure. Absolutely.
So for me, I believe I was healed.
Absolutely.
And that is my story.
Wow. I struggled to get Nelly when she contacted me when she was at the peak of sickness, because I wanted to capture that moment. But as we know, all of us, when you are in your weakest, you will never want a camera near your face. And I think it's a good thing. But I'm so glad that it's a positive story. And I keep on emphasizing that this healing is not a person-induced. It's not hospital-induced. My own personal mother got well through chemotherapy and radiotherapy. It's a combination of faith, a combination of willingness, and a combination of getting the right person who will encourage you to get well. So I get back and I pose with a question that we will go back repeating. If today you need to meet the CS, Deborah Barasa, and tell her something that she needs to change about health system in Kenya, what will that be?
So much, but the most important thing is diagnosis. It is too costly. By the time someone gets to know they have cancer, it has eaten them up. It is very expensive on them. Even the energy to go through those tests is not there. Can we have a way of early diagnosis at public hospitals that is public funded?
Can we have a cheap way of diagnosing cancer in public hospitals that is public funded? That's the question.
That is the question.
You've heard it, Madam CS, and every single person in the health sector right now. Can we have that? I think it's very possible. This is Health Focus. Until next time, thank God for the healing story of Nelly. And I want to believe that this story will encourage so many of us to seek healthcare with a positive attitude that cancer is not a death sentence. Let's meet again next time. Have a beautiful week ahead.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much. And you know what? I want to hook you up with the best videographers, best photographers in town. They have been patient enough as we've been on a long break. Even them, they're on a break shooting Health Focus. They are Getty Studios, stationed at Limuru town at the heart, but they can go anywhere in the nation, in the globe, in the world, and enjoy your wedding videography, enjoy your birthday photography, and your bridal shower, baby showers, and you'll come back to give me feedback.